Fallout 76 is going to have the same old Fallout sense of humor, with plenty of radiation, wacky guns, and crazy critters, but with quite a few changes too. Fallout fans, we know it's best to go into a nuclear wasteland at least a little bit prepared, so we've got you covered with all the big changes coming in Fallout 76.
Climb into your power armor, grab your trusty gun, and even a couple friends as you learn what to expect in the great outdoors of post-apocalyptic West Virginia. Online. By now, you probably know that Fallout 76 is entirely online. And if not, surprise! Yeah, it's not your typical Fallout game where you set out into an open world filled with friendly human NPCs and rusty civilizations. There are no human NPCs that you can talk to, but you might find an occasional robot that you can have limited interactions with. But if you're looking for a single-player experience, you might want to go into Cryosleep and wait for the next Fallout entry. I heard Vault 111 is taking residence. Alright, admittedly, you can play by yourself, but it's dangerous to go alone. Grab a group of your best friends and go on an extreme camping adventure. You have 3 other friends who want to tackle the wasteland with you? Why not make a group? The game will allow group sizes of up to 4 players, so this isn't a lone wanderer type of deal, unless you want it to be. You'll even be able to do the same quests at the same time and fast travel to each other if someone strays a little too far off the path. There's always going to be someone that gets lost. Aside from your friends, you'll find other people within this large game world. They're not going to be alone, but there's not going to be hundreds of people running around goofing everything up. The game servers are said to support not hundreds, but dozens of players. Bethesda has confirmed that there will be up to 24 players on a given server. Of course, with that amount of people, you'll have a few bad apples.
Or maybe you are that bad apple.
Either way, you've got a handy emote wheel and a voice chat to communicate.
Although, oftentimes, a bullet to the face speaks louder than words.
You'll definitely run into some people wanting to kill you, but don't worry, Bethesda's thought that through. If someone has way better gear than you still have a fighting chance. If you're a low level and someone is a high level character with incredible gear, the game has checks and balances in place so you are not instantly killed. They've also made it so that if you shoot someone first, it'll deal less damage until they return fire. It's an anti-bully measure, but it also lets more docile players go on their merry way without too much of a problem. Or, if you want, you can join the Hunter-Hunted radio station. Think of it like the Assassin's Creed multiplayer mode, where you have a target to kill, but someone is looking to kill you too. If you're having a real bad day, just shoot a nuke at someone. So yeah, don't sweat it. Multiplayer only doesn't mean you loners can't have fun. Just know that you're bound to run into someone during your adventures. The setting. Another Fallout game, another new setting. We've been to the Capital Wasteland, the Mojave Wasteland, and the Commonwealth. So now it's another change of scenery. This time we're in West Virginia, known as Appalachia in Fallout 76. Perhaps the biggest change to the setting isn't the new location itself, but the 6 regions Appalachia is divided into. The players will start in the forest, which is your typical wilderness, at least typical for Fallout standards. You know, you've got your trees, your rivers, your post-apocalyptic radiated mutant creatures. It looks relatively well off, considering the whole nuclear destruction thing. Visit the Nuka-Cola Quantum Plant for a refreshing beverage while you're at it. You've got the Ash Heap, which is a heap of ash. Well, what more do you want? It's an area that saw heavy mining activity before the bombs dropped, so it's going to be sooty and dirty and mineral-y. Then there's the Cranberry Bog, inspired by the real-life Cranberry Glades. The latter sounds nice, but a bog? Not so much. Admittedly, some of it looks pretty, but it's also an irradiated, gloomy mess of killer frogs and gigantic ticks. Make sure to keep your pants tucked into your socks, cause Lyme disease can really mess you up. On the flip side, the higher altitude Savage Divide runs down the middle of the Fallout 76 map from the east. Along the Savage Divide, you can venture to the top of a ski resort or explore the town of Grafton. Make sure your plasma rifle has enough cartridges for the terror that is the Grafton monster. The Mire is a wet area where you can find the once idyllic town of Harper's Ferry. It's going to be damp. We know that. And the last zone, Toxic Valley, is a site with plenty of factories. The destroyed and damaged factories were filled with all kinds of hazardous material, which, of course, is now all over the damn place. Hence the name, Toxic Valley. I mentioned the Grafton monster, but how about a few more new beasts crawling around the wasteland? The folklore of West Virginia comes to life in Fallout 76. You'll see the Mothman, the Flatwoods monster, the Mega Sloth.
Wait, I got a little carried away there. There are no sloths in West Virginia. But Bethesda thought, what the hell? And threw in a few giant sloths in there anyway.
Expect to encounter Fallout staples like feral ghouls and mirelurks too. New perk system. Like in previous Fallout games, you can level up. Special attributes are still around too. strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. The gang's all here. But new to the party are the perk cards. Once you level up, you put a point in one of your special attributes, and then you get to choose one of many different perk cards. Perk cards fall under one of the special attributes. So, for example, the Goat Legs card, under Agility, gives you reduced falling damage. Now, make sure you have a high enough special skill to equip cards, because you can't just use a high-level strength perk card without being strong yourself. If you've got a perception stat of 2, you can equip a level 2 perk card, or 2 level 1 perk cards. Oh, and you'll also be able to combine lower-level perk cards to create a higher-ranked one. Anyways, without getting too deep into the weeds, these new perk cards add a lot of possibilities for you to make the type of character you want. Say you want to make survival elements a little easier, because in Fallout 76, you have to eat and drink. You'll want to go with the Dromedary skill. This perk card makes drinks quench your thirst more effectively. Oh, but what about Charisma? In previous games, Charisma gave you an edge during conversations with NPCs. In Fallout 76, even a 10 in Charisma won't prevent a troll from nuking your settlement. So what good is it? Well, a lot of charisma skills this time around will help you be a better teammate. Heck, with the Quack Surgeon skill, you can revive teammates with booze.
So really, Bethesda is letting the player be who they want to be, just in a balanced, more multiplayer-friendly way.
The Pip-Boy.
Now, the Pip-Boy is a Wastelander's best friend, and yeah, it's back. It's also got a few changes, so let's discuss that.
The VAT system, which lore-wise is part of the Pip-Boy's features, is iconic to the Fallout series. Freezing time to target different body parts has been a staple since the first Fallout. By Fallout 4, the VAT system was amended to slow time instead of bringing it to a full stop. Some players choose to use it a lot, and some didn't. Either way, it's back. But it's definitely different. In an online-only game, Bethesda can't go around slowing time down. Leave that to crappy Wi-Fi connections. Instead, the VAT system operates in real time. No time slowing, nothing of the sort. You can still target limbs and such, and you'll get those classic hit percentages. The only real difference is that time isn't going to slow down. And much like our beloved VAT system, if you go into your inventory, still done through the Pip-Boy, you have to just be brave and do what you're going to do. No more hiding behind that Pip-Boy pause screen, my friends. Make sure you assign what you need to that quick inventory menu, otherwise you'll have to furiously cycle through all the food and whatever other kind of junk you've gotten there. Gone are the days when you can instantly pump yourself up with Psycho, Jet, and Med-X all at once as a Deathclaw is rearranging your face. Quests.
Quests are standard fare for any RPG, and definitely a big part of the Fallout series. Now, you'd think in a game world without any sort of friendly human NPC would mean there's no quests, right? Well, they're back, but they are different.
No, Preston Garvey won't be sending you to a settlement, thank goodness. No, you're not going to help out any factions like the Brotherhood of Steel either. Quests will be given out via different non-living sources. That includes crusty old notes and holotapes. Oh, but there's also plenty of robots around, and they can give you quests too. As we mentioned before, if you're in a group, don't worry. Quests will share to everyone, so you're all being kept on the same page. So let's say you get a quest from a note. Do the objective and it might lead you to a terminal where your quest ends. You'll get rewards from that terminal, so even if there's no NPCs, you won't be cheated out of some sweet loot. At the beginning of the game, players are given a quest by Vault Overseer, via audio instructions, of course. That Overseer left the vault before Reclamation Day, so you won't be seeing her either. In fact, assume she's dead. Oh well.
Another cool thing Bethesda did is create daily quests.
Daily quests are a typical element you might find in an MMORPG. They're repeatable quests that can be played once every day, hence the name. In Fallout 76, you'll get a daily task and do it, and you get a reward. It keeps you coming back, but it's also not a waste of time. Pretty cool, right? Similarly, there's event quests, which will pop up on the Pip-Boy. Like daily quests, they are repeatable and might have you take over a workshop or defend a location. Settlements.
Returning from Fallout 4 are settlements. You know, the place where you'd make your dream wasteland home, stockpile all your stuff, and have way too many NPCs getting stuck in weird places.
Well, it's purely cooperative now, and you can build just about anywhere you want. The camp system is a mobile unit which allows you to build these settlements. You and your 3 best pals can create however you want, so it's a collaborative group effort. You can set up turrets and traps like in Fallout 4, and it's going to come in handy. Not only will you have other players to worry about, but monsters can invade the area too. These settlements can move across servers as you log in and out, so you can continue to improve and refine it without worrying about griefers. If a nuke lands on it, well, it might not be good to live there anymore. Not without a lot of Rad-X. At least all your hard work isn't going to be for naught. You can just jump to a less radiated server. The world is your oyster in Fallout 76. A really terrible, irradiated oyster. But hey, You can do what you want, make what you want, and live out your dreams in Appalachia.
I'm Sydney with the Leaderboard. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our video on the complete Fallout timeline. Also, sign up for our newsletter and become part of the Leaderboard Nation. Thanks for watching.